the royal procession of King Jeongjo to worship the memorial tomb of his father, Sado Seja. Crowds of tourists come to Suwon, Hwaseong every first week of October to see this spectacle. King Jeongjo often demonstrated his devotion to his father by worshipping here. By worshipping at the memorial tomb of his father, Sado Seja made Suwon known as the city of devotion. The place of that grand procession and jubilation is exactly where Catholic believers were executed, and the place that gave witness to their faith 200 years ago. Jeongyak-yeong Yuan ordered King Jeongjo's favorite tree to be planted around the 5,743-meter circumference of the city of Hwaseong. Suwon Hwaseong is registered as UNESCO's World Cultural Heritage because of the severe persecution that Catholics underwent. This is a sacred place where more than 2,000 unknown Catholics shed their blood and now has become one of UNESCO's World Cultural Heritage Sites. Suwon Hwaseong is land made sacred by the blood of 83 known and many unknown martyrs who shed their blood in witness to Christ after the death of King Jeongjo.
신부님, 왜 여기에 종이를 붙였어요?
이곳은 백지 사형이 이루어진 토포정 자리예요.
네.
박해시대 때 우리 천주교 신자들이 얼굴에 창호지 2장씩 이렇게 붙여져가지고 숨을 못 쉬어서 순교를 한 곳이에요. 그걸 백지사형이라고 그래요. 그래서 백지사형을 상징하는 뜻으로 여기에 창호지 2장씩을 이렇게 붙여놓은 거예요. 바로 우리가 서 있는 이곳은 하늘에서 보면은 이 수원 화성의 정 가운데에 위치합니다. 그래서 파리 예방선교회 불란서 신부님들이 앞을 내다보시고 바로 이곳을 그 당시 일제강점기 때 매입한 거예요. 2000년 9월 20일 날 수원 순교 성지로 선포가 됐습니다. 우리 214위 순교자들도 머지않아 복작품에 오르실 거예요. 여러분들이 오늘 순례하면서 기도를 많이 바쳐주세요.
빠지지 않게 하시고 악에서 구하소서. 아멘.
우리 수원 화성은 옛날 그 박해시대 때 정조대왕 시대 때 있던 옛길이 95% 이상 다 살아 있습니다. 사형터에서 처형된 우리 천주교 신자들 시신이 바로 이 화성문을 통해서 나가서 숙지산이나 여지산 쪽으로 가서 묻혔어요. 이곳 사형터에서 처형받은 우리 천주교 신자들 이름 모르게 죽어간 분들이 너무너무 많아. 그래서 우리 수원 화성은 4대 박해를 거치면서 이 사형터에서 돌아가신 분들은 거의 무명 순교자들이세요.
If one starts from the center aisle of the church on the north side, one can find the place of the 80 wealthy men, and on the south side, the martyrs' prison of Hanyang. When King Jeongjo founded the new city of Suwon, he transferred 8 rich men to the site. They provided loans to buildings and traders for low interest. That is why everyone called this place Boshidang, that is, a village that bestows mercy. The place where the 8 wealthy men lived long ago has been proclaimed the Mount of the Beatitudes and has become a land of pilgrimage that has a deep meaning for Catholic believers. Topocheong at that time was an unofficial execution site of Catholics. They were executed by drowning, suffocation, and hanging. The descendants of the 8 wealthy men during the persecution period were said to hear cries of "Convert!" and "Never!" when days were rainy or snowy. Suwon Pilgrim Place is divided into 3 types of martyr site: public execution place, unofficial execution place, and places of interrogation. Until now, there are 19 sites discovered inside Suwon Hwasong. The original buildings that remain until now are Hwaso Gate and Paldal Gate, and also Panghwa Suryujang and sections of Pugammun. When there was a market day outside Paldal Gate and Jangan Gate Market, the people could see the executions taking place. Hwasong Hengung, Jungjo's dwelling, was the place where noble Catholics were interrogated during the persecution period. This Gate was well constructed and was unnoticeable outside the fortress, so it was commonly the secret door for most ordinary and lower class people, including the soldiers and wild animals. Heads of executed martyrs who were beheaded during the persecution days were hung in this gate. This served as a warning sign to others, so others would not believe in Catholicism.
주로 천민들이 지나다니는 이 암문에 우리 천주교 신자들 목을 걸어놓은 거예요. 그러니까 여기를 지나는 사람들이 이걸 보면서 너무 끔찍하게 여겼겠죠.
The bodies, without their heads, were thrown down the hill and were buried in the nearby East Suwon Hill. It was a desolate time. The bodies, with no heads, were carelessly thrown around and were tangled together without knowing who was who. Think of the agony of the Catholics who collected those bodies. Even though the martyrs didn't directly shed their blood in Banghwa Suryujang, Hwahongmun, and Namsumun, the inside of the buildings clearly reveal the presence of the crucifix, sacraments, and paintings of the Holy Spirit, and the 9 fruits of the Holy Spirit. This shows the people's faith. Hwahongmun means a beautiful rainbow door that prevents flooding inside the fortress. The 7 rainbow arc-shaped water gates that prevent floods inside the fortress symbolizes the promise made to Noah in the Old Testament and the promise of the Holy Spirit in the New Testament. The water that passes through the south gate on the south side of Hwasong consisted of 9 gates. This symbolizes the 9 fruits of the Holy Spirit. In the west wall of Ryujang Arsan are embedded 86 designs of the crucifix facing the west, which means Christ will come from the west. Not only these, but the top of the roof and the ceiling was also shaped like a cross. Most of the inside and all parts of the fortress were carved with a cross shaped like these. Looking below from the Ryujang Arsan is the King's Pond, the Martyr's Site, Jangan-mun, North Bastion, and East Watchtower can be seen at a glance. The family of the beheaded Catholic martyrs, escaping public gaze, came to this pond at night. They watched the moon on the waters of the lake and prayed with abundant tears. Now the houses you see below were the places the Catholics were imprisoned. Here many companions were secretly punished by starvation. The 5 chimneys of the beacon tower and the 2 furnace doors on both sides are reminiscent of the miracle of the 5 loaves and 2 fish where Jesus fed many people. Suwon Hwasong measures 5,743 meters. The outside walls were straight and made of stone. The inside walls were made by filling the wall with mud, and wildflowers were grown on the slope, showing the harmony of heaven, earth, and man. This also shows the practicality of the people and is a beautifully built cultural heritage. It is a land of the martyrs that witnessed to their faith during persecution. There are holes in the wall that allowed the defenders to protect themselves from enemy arrows. Each section has 3 holes. This could be thought as a manifestation of the Trinity. Jeongno Crossroads. The same with Ryujung Ardon. Jeongyak-yong Yuan constructed the whole fortress and the crossroad in front of the temporary palace like a cross. In the cross-shaped pavilion called Yomingak, cross designs are also apparent. Suwon Sacred Site is a holy place that pays tribute to the 83 martyrs and 2,000 unknown martyrs who gave their lives for the faith. Though this has been proclaimed the holy place in the 2000 Jubilee,
I didn't hear about it before, but now I heard it's a holy place.
I knew now I'm happy, and also I came to pray here, so it makes me happy more.
the first Suwon Gothic-style cathedral was built in 1932 during the Japanese occupation period. During the Korean War, Father Eung Shim, Poli Desiderato, was captured by the North Korean People's Army. Father Shim was the first one to build a Gothic-structured cathedral in Suwon. He did this to commemorate the sacred martyrdom of many Christians and to overcome superstition. However, it was severely damaged during the war and was finally torn down due to risk of collapsing. In the near future, the old Suwon Cathedral will be rebuilt. In the front yard of the church, Jeongyak-yong Yohan designed a flower garden, which is exactly 191 meters, 1/30th the size of the 5,743 meters of the Hwasong Fortress. It was built for praying the rosary. The rosary beads are made in the form of fire beacon towers that surrounded the city. Walking in this place of the 8 wealthy men while praying the rosary, the praying martyrs were invited to be children of light who preached the good news to the dark world, just like a fire beacon tower.
건축물마다 깃들어 있는 천주 신앙을 느낄 수 있었어요. 이곳 수원 화성 안에서 그토록 많은 분들이 피를 흘려 복음을 증거했다는 사실이 정말 놀랍고 자랑스러워요.
학교에서 배운 수원화성은 그냥 역사와 문화적으로만 유명한 것으로 알았거든요. 그런데 2천여 명 이상의 순교자들이 피를 흘린 순교성지란 걸 처음 알게 되었습니다.
세계적인 문화 유적지로 이름난 이것이 앞으로는 성지로서 더 크게 알려졌으면 합니다. 그래서 많은 분들이 이곳에 오셔서 기도하고 주님의 큰 은혜를 받을 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
A World National Heritage Site, as well as a place of the martyrs, this modern Gothic-style Suwon Cathedral is a cultural heritage of church history. It will be restored as soon as possible. Here, the 18 Suwon martyrs and their co-martyrs wait for the time of their beatification. Even today, Christians who come to this place illuminate through the light of their prayers the sacred sanctuary late at night in Suwon Sacred Place.